Dream big. Not the kind of dream you whisper when no one is listening, but the kind that makes your heart race and your mind stretch beyond what feels safe. Dreaming big means allowing yourself to imagine a life that demands more from you. A life that calls you forward instead of keeping you comfortable. Most people never suffer from lack of ability. They suffer from lack of permission. They never give themselves permission to want more, to reach higher, to believe that their life could be extraordinary. But today, you decide differently. Today, you allow yourself to see a future that excites you, challenges you, and scares you just enough to know it matters. Dreaming big is not about arrogance. It is about alignment. It is about recognizing that you were not designed for a small, silent, forgettable life. You were designed to grow, to contribute, to matter. The dreams you hold are not random, they are signals. They are clues pointing toward the person you are capable of becoming. And the moment you stop dismissing those dreams, the moment you stop saying, someday, and start saying, this is necessary, your life begins to shift. But dreaming alone is not enough. Dreams without action become regrets. That is why you must work harder than you ever have before. Not harder than everyone else, but harder than the version of you that keeps settling. Hard work is not punishment. It is proof. Proof that you respect your future more than your comfort. Proof that you are willing to do today what others are unwilling to do, so that tomorrow you can live a life others only talk about. Working harder does not mean burning yourself out chasing approval. It means showing up with intention. It means focusing when it would be easier to scroll. It means practicing when no one is watching. It means choosing discipline over mood, commitment over convenience. Motivation will come and go, but discipline is what carries you forward on the days when motivation disappears. Those days matter most. Those days are shaping your character. You will face resistance. You will feel tired. You will question yourself. There will be moments when progress feels invisible, when the effort seems unfair, when you wonder if it is all worth it. That is not a sign to stop. That is a sign that you are growing. Growth is uncomfortable because it requires you to leave behind an old identity, the old habits, the old excuses, the old stories you tell yourself about why you cannot do this. Every next level of your life will demand a next level of you. Understand this clearly. Success is not built in a single moment of courage. It is built in thousands of quiet decisions. The decision to wake up when you want to sleep. The decision to prepare when you could procrastinate. The decision to keep going when no one is applauding. These small decisions compound. They shape your confidence. They shape your future. And one day, you look back and realize that what felt like small steps were actually giant leaps. Never quit. Not because it is easy, but because quitting teaches your mind a dangerous lesson. It teaches you that discomfort is a signal to stop rather than a signal to rise. When you quit on your goals, you slowly quit on yourself. You lose trust in your own word. But when you stay, when you persist, when you finish what you started, even when it hurts, you build self-respect. You build inner strength. You become someone who knows they can handle hard things. Never quit does not mean never rest. It means never surrender your vision. It means adjusting your strategy, not abandoning your purpose. It means learning from failure instead of letting failure define you. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every mistake is feedback. Every setback is training. Every challenge is preparing you for a responsibility you have not yet earned. There will be people who do not understand your journey. They will question your choices. They will suggest safer paths. They will tell you to be realistic. But realism is often just fear wearing a reasonable mask. You do not need everyone to believe in you. You need to believe in you. You need to keep promises to yourself even when no one else is watching. Especially then. Your future self is depending on the choices you make today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. The habits you build now, the standards you set now, the courage you practice now are shaping the life you will live later. One day, you will wake up in the life you are creating right now. Make sure it is a life you are proud of. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Perfect moments do not exist. There's only now. Now is where courage lies. Now is where action happens. Now is where change begins. You do not need more time. You need more commitment. You do not need more confidence. Confidence comes after action, not before it. Take the step, then take the next one. Clarity follows movement. Remind yourself why you started. Not just the surface reasons, but the deeper ones. The desire to prove something to yourself. The desire to create freedom. The desire to make an impact. The desire to live with purpose instead of regret. When your why is strong, the how becomes possible. You are capable of more than you have demonstrated so far. Not because you are special, but because you are human. And humans are built to adapt, to grow, to overcome. The limits you feel are often just habits of thought, not actual boundaries. Challenge those thoughts. Question the stories that say, you are not ready or not enough. You grow into readiness by acting. Every day, ask yourself one simple question. Did I show up as the person my dream requires me to be? Not perfectly, but honestly. Progress is earned through consistency, not perfection. Show up again and again and again. That is how momentum is built. There will come a day when the hard work starts to pay off. When the skills click. When the confidence feels real. When the results reflect the effort. But that day only comes for those who refuse to quit during the invisible phase. The phase where no one claps. The phase where it feels slow. The phase where belief must come before evidence. Dream big enough that it pulls you forward. Work hard enough that your effort becomes undeniable. Never quit. Because your persistence is your power. This is your life. This is your moment. Step into it with courage, discipline, and belief. Keep going. Keep building. Keep becoming. Keep going. Even when the excitement fades and all that remains is routine. This is where most people stop. Not because they cannot continue, but because they expected the journey to always feel inspiring. Real growth is often quiet. It is repetitive. It is showing up when nothing feels new. But understand this deeply. Mastery is born in repetition. Excellence is built in the ordinary moments you choose to honor your commitment instead of chasing comfort. You are not behind. Stop telling yourself that story. You are exactly where your habits have brought you. And that means you have the power to change where you are going next. Comparison will drain your energy if you let it. Someone else's chapter has nothing to do with your pace. Focus on your lane. Focus on your progress. Focus on becoming better than you were yesterday, not better than someone else today. There will be moments when fear speaks louder than faith. Fear will tell you to slow down, to play safe, to settle for less than what you know you want. Fear sounds logical. It sounds protective. But fear's job is not to help you grow. It is to keep you familiar. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to act even while fear is present. Each time you do that, fear loses a little bit of its power over you. Remember this. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you earn. You earn it by keeping your word. You earn it by finishing hard tasks. You earn it by doing the things you said you would do even when no one reminds you. Confidence grows from evidence, and the evidence comes from action. You will outgrow people, places, and old versions of yourself. That is not betrayal. That is evolution. Do not apologize for becoming more focused, more disciplined, more intentional. The life you want requires a different level of standards. Protect your time. Protect your energy. Protect your vision. Not everything deserves your attention. When setbacks happen, and they will, do not ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Growth-minded people turn obstacles into instruction. They adapt. They adjust. They move forward smarter. Every challenge carries a lesson that prepares you for the next level. On the days when quitting feels tempting, pause and remember how far you have already come. Remember the version of you who once prayed for the strength you now have. Do not disrespect your journey by giving up too soon. Temporary discomfort is a small price to pay for a lifetime of pride and fulfillment. You are building something bigger than motivation. You are building identity. You are becoming someone who shows up, who follows through, who does not collapse under pressure. That identity will carry you through seasons of doubt, fatigue, and uncertainty. One day, the work you are doing in silence will speak for you. One day, the discipline you practice now will create freedom you cannot yet imagine. One day, you will thank yourself for not quitting when it was hard, lonely, and uncertain. Until that day arrives, keep choosing the next right action. Keep honoring your commitment. Keep believing, even when results are slow. Dream big, because small dreams do not inspire effort. Work harder, because effort is the bridge between vision and reality. Never quit, because the life you want is built by those who stay. This is not just motivation. This is a call to live deliberately, to live boldly, to live with intention. Stand up for your future. Show up for your potential. And keep moving forward, one disciplined step at a time. And when the path feels lonely, understand that loneliness is often the price of leadership. You are walking ahead of the crowd. You are choosing growth over comfort, purpose over popularity. Not everyone will come with you, and that is okay. Some people are only meant to know the old version of you. Do not shrink yourself to keep others comfortable. The right people will meet you at the level you are rising to. There will be seasons when results are slow and effort feels heavy. In those seasons, remind yourself that roots grow before fruit appears. Nothing strong is built overnight. What you are developing now, discipline, patience, resilience, will support success when it arrives. Without these roots, success collapses under its own weight. Be mindful of your inner dialogue. The way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself you are tired, stuck, or incapable, your actions will follow those beliefs. Replace that language with truth. You are learning, you are improving, you are becoming stronger. Progress is happening even when it feels invisible. Success is not about doing everything. It is about doing the right things consistently. Simplify, focus, eliminate distractions that steal your time and dilute your energy. Your attention is one of your most valuable assets. Spend it on growth, on preparation, on actions that move your life forward. There will be moments when you fail publicly and feel exposed. Do not let embarrassment stop you. Embarrassment fades, but regret lingers. The people who criticize you today are often the ones who never tried. Their opinions do not build your future. Your actions do. Stay hungry, but stay humble. Confidence grows best when paired with curiosity. There's always more to learn, more to refine, more to improve. Approach your journey with a learner's mindset. Ask better questions. Seek feedback. Sharpen your skills. Mastery is a lifelong commitment. Remember that discipline creates freedom. The structure you build into your days becomes the space in which your dreams can breathe. When you control your habits, you control your direction. When you control your direction, you control your destiny. Some days, progress will look like big wins. Other days, it will look like simply not quitting. Both matter. Both count. Consistency does not require perfection, only persistence. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. You were not given this vision by accident. It was placed in you because you are capable of carrying it. Trust that. Honor that. Act on that. The world does not need more people who play it safe. It needs people who are willing to rise, to lead, to become the strongest version of themselves. So when doubt whispers, let your actions speak louder. When fear tries to stop you, let discipline move you forward. When quitting feels easy, remember why you started. This journey is shaping you into someone unstoppable. Dream big, not as a wish, but as a commitment. Work harder, not out of pressure, but out of purpose. Never quit. Not because it is easy, but because your future deserves your persistence. Keep going. You are closer than you think. And if you ever question whether all this effort truly matters, remember that the effort is changing you long before it changes your circumstances. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, courage over comfort, focus over fear, you are rewiring your identity. You are becoming the kind of person who does not wait for permission, who does not collapse under pressure, who does not abandon their vision when the road gets steep. There will be days when you feel invisible, when it seems like no one notices how hard you are trying. Let those days strengthen you instead of weakening you. You are not working for applause. You are working for alignment. Alignment between who you say you want to be and how you actually live. That alignment is powerful. It creates peace. It creates confidence that does not depend on external validation. Do not underestimate the power of momentum. Small actions, done daily, carry more force than rare bursts of inspiration. One focused hour, one disciplined choice, one honest effort. Stack those days together and they become a life. You do not need to transform everything at once. You need to honor the process step by step. Pay attention to what drains you and what fuels you. Protect your mornings. Guard your mindset. Be Be intentional about what you consume, what you listen to, what you allow into your mind. Your environment shapes your behavior, and your behavior shapes your future. Create surroundings that support the person you are becoming. When obstacles arise, meet them with responsibility instead of excuses. Responsibility is empowering. It reminds you that you have influence, that your choices matter. Even when circumstances are not your fault, your response is still your responsibility. Strong people own their response. That is how they stay in control. You will discover that discipline eventually becomes identity. What once felt hard becomes normal. What once required effort becomes automatic. This is how transformation happens. Not through dramatic moments, but through consistent practice. Stay patient with yourself. Growth is not linear, but it is inevitable when you refuse to quit. Your dreams will demand sacrifices. Time, comfort, instant gratification. But what you gain in return is worth far more. Self-respect, freedom, pride, a sense of purpose that cannot be taken from you. Few things compare to the feeling of knowing you gave your best to something that mattered. Let your standards rise with your vision. Expect more from yourself, not in a harsh way, but in a respectful way. You do not demand more because you are not enough. You demand more because you know what you are capable of. That belief is fuel. One day, when you look back, you will realize that the hardest seasons were also the most formative. They shaped your character. They clarified your priorities. They taught you who you could rely on, including yourself. You will see that quitting would have cost you far more than continuing ever did. So stay in the fight. Stay committed to your growth. Stay loyal to your future. Dream big with courage. Work harder with intention. Never quit with conviction. The person you are becoming is worth the effort. And as you continue forward, understand that consistency will test you more than intensity ever could. Anyone can feel motivated for a moment, but few are willing to remain committed when progress is slow and the work feels repetitive. This is where real separation happens. This is where your character is forged. Stay steady. Stay grounded. Keep doing what needs to be done, even when it feels ordinary. There will be moments when you feel like stopping, simply because you are tired. Rest if you must, but do not retreat. Rest is part of the process. Recovery is not quitting. Quitting is walking away from your vision. Learn the difference. Honor your limits without lowering your standards. Pay attention to the promises you make to yourself. Each promise kept strengthens your self-trust. Each promise broken weakens it. Self-trust is one of the most powerful forms of confidence. When you trust yourself, fear loses its grip and doubt has less influence. You move forward with clarity, not hesitation. You do not need to have everything figured out. You need to be willing to take responsibility for your growth. Clarity often comes after action, not before it. Start where you are. Use what you have. Improve what you can. Momentum will meet you halfway. Be careful not to confuse busyness with progress. True progress is intentional. It is focused. It moves you closer to your purpose, not just away from boredom. Ask yourself often whether your actions are aligned with the future you want to live. If not, adjust. That awareness is power. Your journey will require patience, especially with yourself. There will be missteps. There will be days when you fall short of your own expectations. Do not let self-criticism turn into self-sabotage. Learn, reset, move forward. Growth demands compassion as much as discipline. Remember that courage is not always loud. Sometimes courage is quiet consistency. It is choosing to show up again after a disappointing day. It is choosing to try again after a setback. That kind of courage builds resilience, and resilience creates results. You are not meant to live on autopilot. You are meant to live with intention. Each day offers you a choice. Repeat what is familiar, reach for what is possible. Choose possibility, even when it feels uncomfortable. Especially then. Let your actions reflect your values. Let your habits support your vision. Let your effort honor your potential. This is how meaningful change happens. Slowly, steadily, purposefully. And when the journey feels long, remind yourself that you are not just chasing a result. You are building a life defined by growth, integrity, and perseverance. Keep going. Stay committed. You are becoming stronger with every step.